All right, continuing on with Ozark, Chicago. This brings me to my second and final location, because I think there's only 2 shot in Ozark anyway, here in Chicago. This brings me to Millennium Park. And this here is the BP pedestrian bridge. Again, these are spots that you can see in the pilot of the show. And in this scene, Marty is having a walk with his PI, and they're walking around this bridge, pedestrian bridge. The shot is just about right here. Pretty much like that. Maybe even like this, because it's zoomed quite a bit in for the back, the skyline. Kind of like that. I think it may even be at an elevated angle like that. And you can see there, this is like one of the end scenes of this. This is the end shot of this scene, because they're coming around this way, and then that's when Marty, his PI tells him that Wendy has drained the money out of the account, and so he says, you have a gun, and then they part ways. The PI continues that way, and Marty runs back up the other way because he's leaving to go track down Wendy. Right here, such a cool shot. Yeah, it's perfect. The bridge and then the skyline in the background like that. So now they actually have the chat. There's a tracking shot from within the bridge, which we'll get up there closer and I'll show you. All right, so walking into the pedestrian bridge, I'll show you exactly where they shot their scene. Took a bit to line the angle up, but I figured it out. So it's actually up here. I was thinking it's a little lower, but to get the right match, it's up here. That structure right there is your main focal point. It's in the background. It's on the very far right of the building, of this building on the left. So it's pretty much like this. It's zoomed in. Now, I want to say, I gotta watch out for people here, so that's always a problem. All right, so the scene consists of 2 shots as they're walking down. I'm gonna show you the first one, and then we'll cut to the next one. So you've got, you see about this much in the back, this much of the railing, if you will, while they're walking, and then as they're passing, you'll see these by their legs, or at least one of them. So the movement's kind of like this.
Oh my God, Bella.
And the cut is right when this build structure to the left is revealed right there. Now you've got a cut. Okay, so the second shot is simply a reverse shot from this angle. And you can see those buildings in the background, and they're coming down like that. Then you see these structures there. There's 1, 2, and then it ends about right here. Okay, so after just scouring the park, trying to figure out where the intro shot to the Marty and PI talking here in Millennium Park, where the cameras were set up for that, I finally figured it out, and it makes a lot of sense because, I mean, look at all this land here. The crew were given permission, obviously, to access these grounds. It's off limits to the public to set up and do their shots, and it makes total sense. So the first shot is actually, again, everything is done from the grass. So I'm not going to achieve exact angles, but I can tell you everything is zoomed quite a bit in. So the first shot is going to be between these 2 pillars here, these columns, and Marty and the PI are coming in from the street, right? They're coming in this direction, and the shot is kind of like, starts kind of like that, because you see this in the foreground, the very beginning, and then you see the 2 characters come this way. Yeah, more like this. You see this column, the characters enter where the little girl is, and now you see the next column, and then now they are crossing the grass. At that point, we cut to another shot. And an even more interesting thing to point out is You don't notice this because it's kind of, you know, it's out of focus, but the silver bean is definitely in the background of that shot. You could see it a little bit in mine right there. Should be directly across. All that, the silver bean is back there somewhere. Yeah, I didn't just realize that. So the next shot is more, they move more to the right from the center of the grass, and they're shooting that way. I'll show you that now. All right, so now we cut to about this angle, looking this way. So Marty and the PI would have crossed these grounds and onto the grass. That goes into the third shot. So we'll back to the second shot. Again, from within the grass, so you actually see the grass in the lower part of the foreground. I can't do that because I can't get onto the property, but the best that I can do is this. So, man, there's so many people. Zoom quite a bit in. A couple of things to notice is this can be seen. They had more flowers. It's probably filmed in the summer. There's more flowers there, and so that's the right part of the frame. The other thing to notice is on the left, you've got these right here, and you can, if you look closely, you can see the park writing from Millennium Park on the second rock, whatever you want to call it. So it's a depth of field trick, so it's a lot further than you think. You can see a train passing on a line there, and the final note really is, this is the hardest thing to match up. If you look at the clip, this window here, that one is like higher above the train, which I cannot achieve. So this is really like analyzing every single frame and shot here. But you know, I don't live in Chicago, and I love Ozark, and you know, like I always say, win in Rome. And this is what I nerd out to. So hopefully you find it interesting. But if anyone cares, these are where the camera placements were for the Marty and PI scene through Millennium Park. You got the one from over there showing these two silver columns, sphere, whatever you call these. Then you got the shot, the second shot from there, on there. Now the third shot is a Y, which is really beautiful. Probably just like further back here. This might be attainable from the sidewalk. Or yeah, so here we are in cinematic mode, 3x zoom. This is pretty attainable. Unfortunately, I can't get in it to do a still, but you can still see it. So the camera again is on the other side of the property over here, and you just see the two characters walk across. So you see all of this in the background. So it kind of goes like this. So they just crossed, right, in the second shot. Now they're going across. It cuts about right there. And our fourth shot is the one, now that is taken from over here, and I'll show you next. Okay, so this is the fourth shot. This is actually my favorite of the entire sequence. Awesome shot. This is pretty much it. And I'll tell you why. You've got this building here, that's the far part of your frame, and I think it ends, I can't remember where it ends. I just looked at the screenshot, I can't remember where it ends. Maybe around here somewhere, so I could crop. But the other thing to notice is there's only 4 speakers showing in the show, and so you have to keep that one out, keep that one out. Yeah, but anyway, 4 speakers in the frame, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And the top speakers is just along the line of there, around that building. There you go. Amazing shot. Fantastic cinematography for Ozark. I'll definitely say that. That's pretty much it for Millennium Park. I'm getting out of here. I've spent a lot of time literally breaking down frame for frame of this very short scene that was shot here in Millennium Park in Chicago. So it is time for me to go. I need to check on my car, make sure I didn't get a parking ticket. It's Sunday, so I don't know. Maybe they're pretty lenient today, but we'll see. But for good measure, let's walk this BP pedestrian bridge one last time. You'll get to see it all the way through. Children fountain, make it right. Buckingham Fountain right there. That's gonna be it, guys. As always, thanks for following me. Until next time.